What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host, Tyler, and today we will be updating all of the technical analysis for the major indices and crypto markets for April 2023. Let's hop in. Okay, guys, let's start with the S&P 500. So on the monthly chart, you can see that the price has been resisted here at the Kijun-sen, which is the green line, and also the 7.786 Fibonacci level. We also have a Ichimoku death cross, and we have the Chico span here about to cross below the candles, which is also a bearish signal. Now let's head over to the weekly chart for some more detail. Okay, so on the weekly chart, we can see that price is meeting resistance here at the top of the Kumo cloud. And resistance from this previous Kijun-sen level. We have 2 out of 3 of the Senyaku Kyoten signals, which are the trend signals for Ichimoku system. And we are going to need the third signal, which is the price to close above the Kumo cloud in order to signal that the trend has changed. So right now we only have the gold cross, and right now we have the Chico span above the candles, but we need the price to break in order to change our minds about this idea. Now, we also have a death cross that is appearing to start forming on the stochastic. And if we get a close above this 4,325 level, I think we're going to need to reconsider this idea. And I think there's going to be an argument for a new bull trend starting in the stock market. However, if we get a close below this level here, this is the 3,764 level. This is going to confirm our idea and confirm the bear trend down to this price level, which is where I'm looking to take profits on the short position. And just in other news, in fundamental news, this week, the fast food giant McDonald's Corporation initiated an organizational restructuring that involved layoffs, reshuffling employees, and the closure of some offices. The job cuts are part of a broad restructuring as companies across many other industries reduce headcounts ahead of a possible recession. And already McDonald's revealed a slowdown in lower income customers ordering fewer items. So guys, I think, I don't tend to look at the news normally because I believe the price is the most responsive and closest indicator to reality that we have, and that fundamental news is sort of a lagging indicator. But I do think it is important to stay up to date with things, and if we see these large corporations starting to reduce the headcounts of their employees, I'm sure that McDonald's has some pretty damn smart people working behind the scenes, and they probably know what's coming ahead. So I expect the market to reach this 3,190, let me fix my number here, 3,196 level. And I expect this to happen around October 2023. All right, so let's move into the NASDAQ. Okay, guys, so as you can see on the monthly chart, we have a doji candle forming. However, we have 19 days left till close, so we need to keep an eye on that. That doesn't necessarily mean anything yet. But we also have, it seems that the Kijun-sen here is resisting the price here overhead. So that could be this could be a possible reversal if price gets rejected from the Kijun-sen, which is the green line. We also see now too that the Chico span is almost below the candles. We have the Ichimoku death cross, and we have the Kumo cloud flat. So in my opinion, these are all signals in the bearish direction, but let's take a look at the weekly chart to see if we can gather some more detail. Let me just fit this to the screen. Okay guys, now on the weekly chart we have 2 out of 3 of the Senyaku Kyoten signals, or the Ichimoku trend signals, but we need the price to break above the Kumo in order to in order to cancel out this idea. And I think that we're going to see price here hitting the resistance of this previous Kijunsen level. This is at the 13,166 level. And I'm expecting price to be rejected somewhere in this area and continue back down. And right now my price target down there is here at the 9,609 level, and I'm expecting this to touch around January 29th, 2024. Now let's move into Bitcoin USD. Okay guys, now what I want you to look at is on the monthly chart we have the Ichimoku death cross here. We have a bearish Kumo cloud twist. We have the Chico span below the candles. And we have a very small bearish candle forming on the monthly. Now we have 22 days until close on this one, so we need to keep an eye on that. We have price also reaching the overhead resistance here at the bottom of the Kumo, which is the 33,026 level that I mentioned in the previous analysis video. Now let's zoom in for some more detail on the weekly. Okay, so on the weekly chart, we have 2 out of the 3 Sanyoku Kyoten signals in the bullish direction. So the first one here is the gold cross. The second one is the Chico span above the candles. And now the third one would be the price action breaking out of the Kumo cloud. So if we see that, then we should cancel this idea. But until then, I'm expecting price to possibly continue up here, get rejected at this previous Kijunsen level here, and then continue back down. And I am looking for the price to reach the 14,895 level, and I'm looking for that to happen around July 10th, 2023. And another interesting thing we can see too is also that we have a death cross about to form on the stochastic, which would confirm this idea. And we also have the Tenkan-sen and Kijunsen flat, which typically acts like a magnet and attracts price back down to it. So with all these signals, I believe this idea is still intact. So look for the 14,000 level happening around July 10th, 2023. All right, let's move on to Ethereum USD. Okay, now we're on the monthly chart. So we can see that a top formed at the top of a major trend line here, and we've been in a bearish channel ever since. We have lower highs, lower lows, and the Chico span is almost below the candles. We have the Ichimoku death cross, and we also have the Ichimoku cloud twist into the bearish direction. And yeah, so that's what we have so far for that. And let's go into the weekly chart and just get a little bit more detail. So right now on the weekly chart, I'm seeing 2 out of 3 Sanyoku Kyoten signals, exactly like we saw for Bitcoin. So we have the gold cross, we have the Chico span above the candles, and if we have price break out of the Kumo, this would be our third signal, and we would have to reconsider this idea. But until then, I think we're going to see price continue up and get rejected at this 2,228 level, and then continue back down. And I'm expecting price to reach back down to the $135 level, and I'm expecting this to happen around July 2024. So keep an eye on that, and I'm going to keep updating this chart as I see necessary. And just if anyone's wondering, these green vertical lines are the 26 period Ichimoku time cycles, and the vertical blue lines are the 9 period Ichimoku time cycles. And I've drawn these all based off of the weekly chart for each and every one of these charts that you're seeing today. So here's the US dollar index on the monthly chart. And as you can see, we have price closing below the Kijunsen, which is the green line. And we also have a stochastic death cross. Now let's move into the weekly chart and get a little bit more detail. So on the weekly chart, we have an Ichimoku death cross. We have a bearish Kumo cloud twist, which is starting to get thicker. I would like to see it get a tad bit thicker before we can confirm this downtrend, which I believe if we get a close below this $100 level, it would be a good confirmation signal. We also have the Chico span beneath the candles. And we have price below the Kumo and the Tenkan-sen. So all of these signals are indicating to me that we're going to see further downside on the US dollar index. And I am looking for this price to reach the level of $94.74. And this is going to occur by June 2023. So keep your eyes out for that. Okay, guys, now this is one of the more interesting charts that I've seen recently. And let's start with the monthly. This is US oil. And if you look here, you can see a bunch of long wicks. And the way I like to think about these wicks is that these are kind of like rubber bands. And when you see a long wick, imagine someone just pulling this rubber band down and they're going to release it. And it's going to shoot the price back up in the opposite direction. So just imagine a rubber band when you see a long wick on a candle. So we see those long wicks. We see that they've touched on the bottom of this major trend line. So I'm seeing that this trend line has held as support. We only have one out of the 3 Sanyoku Kyoten trend signals. So we need to keep our eyes open for that, because we have this Ichimoku death cross here, but we still have the Chico span above the candles, and we still have the price above the Kumo cloud. So this technically is still pretty bullish in my opinion. And I believe that the Chico span should trace these candles back up in this direction. So if we need to look for a price close above this $97 to confirm the bullish momentum up into our price target here. And so let's get onto the weekly chart real quick. Let's take a look at this. And like I mentioned before, these are the Ichimoku time cycles, and I'm getting a bunch of confluence here. And this is in September 2024. I have the price of oil reaching $150 per barrel. So that's where I'm looking to take profit. And yeah, so we have also on the weekly chart, we have a price gap above the Kijun-sen. Like I mentioned before, supported on the major trend line. And we need to look for the rest of the Sanyoku Kyoten signals to confirm the trend change on the weekly. So that's going to be the gold cross, the Chico span above the candles, and price breaking back out above the Kumo cloud. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for those and keep you guys updated as I do each month, the monthly analysis. And now just for a little bit of fundamental news, one of the headlines, 9 members of OPEC announced today a surprise voluntary collective output cut totaling 1.6 million barrels of oil, which will take effect from May 2023 until the end of 2023. And guys, from all these articles, these were from zerohedge.com. I'm going to put a link to the articles in the description below so you can read up and get a little bit more informed if you would like to. So keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, that's what we got, $150, and that's going to be around September 2024. So look for that target. All right, let's move on to gold US dollar. Okay, guys, so here is gold US dollar on the monthly chart. And you can see that we had a Ichimoku death cross. We had the Chico span almost above the candles. And we had the major trend line breakout here. So this is the major trend line. We had the breakout here. And we have the Kumo cloud looking bullish. It's pointing up. Senko span A and B are both pointing up in this direction, which I like to see. And we also have a stochastic gold cross just about to happen. So let's move to the weekly chart to get more detail. Okay, guys. Now, in my opinion, until we get a close above this $2,070 level, we cannot confirm this uptrend. We have a double top here with these 2 orange circles, But on the weekly, we have 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Kyoten signals. So we have the gold cross here, we have the Chico span above the candles, and we have price on a beautiful N wave up, breaking out of the Kumo cloud. But this is still a baby Kumo cloud. There's not enough steam in here to confirm this trend, and like I mentioned, we're going to need a close above this $2,070 level to confirm a stronger trend upwards. We also have a stochastic death cross forming on the weekly. So I do believe that price, this could just be a trend line overshoot, and I expect price to continue back down further and be rejected up around this level here at the 2036 or possibly 2070 level. And I'm expecting price to reach this level. This is the $1,575 level, and I'm expecting that to happen around May 2024. So I'm gonna keep you updated on this analysis, but until then, look for that level. And just from my personal opinion, I do think that precious metals are a great investment for the future. However, I do think that the central banks are going to keep smashing the price of precious metals down as long as they can, as they try and maintain control of the US dollar. But that's a long story for another day. And let's just take what we see in the charts, and let's keep our plan until we see anything different. So like I said, if we close above this $2,070 level, we're going to have to reformulate our idea. But until then, I'm still looking for this target here, $1,575 level, and that's May 2024. This is silver US dollar on the monthly chart. And so as you can see, we have an Ichimoku death cross, we have the Chico span below the candles, we had a recent double top here, and we're going to also need a price close above $30 to confirm the new bull trend up. So until we have that, we need to stay with our idea here that we have shown on the chart. Now let's go to the weekly chart for more detail. Now on the weekly chart, we also have, similar to gold, we have 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Kyoten signals, or the Ichimoku trend signals. So we have the gold cross, we have the Chico span above the candles, and we also have price breaking out of the Kumo cloud. But this is even smaller bullish Kumo twist. You can barely see it. So right now, in my opinion, this market is still within a range. This Kumo cloud is too small. We're going to need more steam in the cloud to confirm the trend up. So if price closes above $30, you're going to see a stronger Kumo cloud forming as a result of that, and we can reconsider this idea. But until then, this market appears to be ranging, and we cannot confirm the major bull trend yet. So I'm still looking for a price target down here at $15.64, and I'm looking for that around April 2024. Okay guys, this is platinum US dollar. So as you can see on the monthly chart here, that the price was resisted at the top of a major trend line, and price closed below the Kijun-sen, which is the green line. We also have an Ichimoku death cross, and we have the Chico span here below the candles. So I am going to be looking for a break below the Kumo cloud as our third Sanyoko Kyoten signal, and that would confirm the bearish trend down. Now let's look on the weekly chart for some more detail. Okay, so like we said before, we had that Ichimoku death cross. We have the Chico span currently tracing the candles in this ranging market. And I'm just expecting price to kind of come up here and bounce off this trend line again, and then come back down here and bounce off this lower trend line. So my expectation is that we're going to get the carrot at the $827 level. And this is going to be around November 2023. So this could be a great opportunity to scoop up some platinum for the cheap. So keep your eyes open for that, and I will be updating this as I see fit. But yeah, guys, these are all the market updates for today. Like I said, I'm going to put the news articles in the links below. If you have any ideas or you have any comments, feel free to comment below. But thanks for spending time with me here today, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks for liking and subscribing. And until next time, peace.